So welcome to the first bikepacking adventure of 2024. I'm with Richard, who you remember from the Welsh ride in October, and we're in Scotland. We just left Cannich, where we've been camping last night. We left the van there, and we're going to be riding the top two northern loops of the HT550. Yeah, the start of a new adventure. Quite nice actually, because this first stretch is the same as the Anturas Moor, which I rode a few years ago with Matt, so nice to ride through familiar territory for a bit, and then we head off up into the west where it's quite a bit more remote, and I haven't ridden there, and I don't think Rich has either, so that's all good. So let's see how the day goes. Just past the bridge with all the hounds on it that I remember from before. It's really nice remembering places from previous trips. This is such a nice little area, this one. So a good start to the day, perfect temperature, a little bit of sun, nice and cool. So happy days. Well, I remember this glen from before on the Anturas Moor. It's a really nice one. We're on the first pushy bit. This is pretty steep and rough, and bike is way too heavy to be riding this. Fantastic views from here though. See for miles and miles. So we're on a really rough track that eventually leads us down to Loch Orin and Orin Dam. Just had a bit of a snowstorm come through actually. Stick the jacket on for a bit. It's weird. I've not ridden in Scotland this time of year, this early before, and it's a real mix. You get a snowstorm and then the sun comes out and there's like a heat shimmer. It's quite bizarre. But actually perfect riding temperature, gotta be honest. So that's good. Been a good day today. It's Richard's birthday today too. Ooh, big puddle. Ah, I've come on the wrong side here.
Super happy to be 57.
Well, we're on the descent to the dam. It's quite a pleasant ride over the moors actually. We're going to stop here and have a cup of tea, I think, and warm up a little bit. It's kind of snowing again a little bit. Last time I was here on this dam, there was no water in this reservoir, and we were walking around out there. Oh yeah, just looking over the edge where we were last time walking around is under God knows how much of water. It's funny. Just going to grab some water and find a place out the wind, get a cup of tea on. This looks good. A couple of swans out there. That's bizarre. I remember walking around down there and it was dry as a bone. Anyway, let's get some tea. So we've just been into Contin stores and the chip shop. That's a sausage and chips. We're just going to head out of Contin now up into the woods. How's it going?
Oh,
all right.
You just at the chippy?
Yeah.
I went past it. I was going to stop, but I've just finished and I was so hungry I was like, I'm just getting the stock shop.
Oh, so yeah, we just met a fellow bikepacker outside Contin stores, so we just stopped for a little chat with him. He's doing the HT550 too. Although he's staying at the campsite there tonight, he's done. And we're going to push on and do a few more miles, try and find somewhere good to camp. Feeling a bit full after the sausage and chips. Haven't filmed much for the last couple of hours because we had quite a lot. We had a snowstorm and a hailstorm. Putting a jacket on and off all the time. Oh, nice bit of woodland riding for a minute. Feeling a bit tired now, I think. Hopefully just a few more miles to our camp spot. Starting to think that climbing Beinn Alligin yesterday with a really heavy rucksack probably wasn't the best idea before doing this ride, but it was so awesome up there, it's worth it. Anyway, let's get to the campsite and crack open a cider for Rich's birthday. Well, I think we're pretty close to our camp spot now. Just looking for a way down. Gonna camp down by the water. It's a luxury this time of year. No midges, so we can do it. So yeah, we're just looking for a way down there, some sort of track, and that'll be us for the day. It's nearly 40 miles, so that's good enough. So a little bit of an update about today. Yeah, good day. We did a few miles, even though it's our first day. We're now camped at Loch Garve. Sort of show you where we are. So yeah, good spot. It's nearly getting dark. We had just had a bit of rain, so I've been in the tent for a while. Yeah, as you can see, in a good spot, really nice spot. Can't normally camp on the water in the summer because of the midges, so it's a nice luxury to be able to pitch a tent on the water shore. Anyway, here's our setup for the night. Kind of the nicest spot we saw. So what's the news? I got a few new bits of gear, which I think I will do a review video on some of my kit. Using some of it for the first time this trip. Got the tailfin rack, although it's a tailfin aero combination because it's a bit of a hybrid. So yeah, I'll go into that another day when it's a bit brighter and nicer. Also have a new tent this year. I've been using the Terra Nova laser for a few years, and it's really great, but it's not a 4-season tent, and we've had snow today and a bit of wind, so anyway, feel more comfortable using a tent which is a bit stronger, and it's way more room even though it's a one-person tent. A bit heavier and a bit bulkier, but so far really happy with it. And it's freestanding, which the other one isn't, which is really nice. Anyway, so that's the kit, but as I said, I'll do a video about that over the next few days. So yeah, I think that's it, and I will see you in the morning for day 2. So, good morning on day 2. I just got going about a mile back. Quite cold in the night, had a bit of rain, so everything's a bit damp really. Tent went away a little bit damp this morning. Breakfast of kings, pineapple and cheese. Anyway, so the plan today is to get to Oikel Bridge, I guess. That's about 40 miles. I'm guessing we'll camp just past that. So my legs still feel a bit stiff from Torridon. Let's see what today brings. We've been on the main road for a little bit. The HT550 route is closed because they're logging in the forest, so we had to come this way. This is actually the Antiris Moor route, which we rode before. So we've been on the main road for a few miles. Bit of a hailstorm. Yeah, this is the problem we're really having. The weather is it's swinging all over the place. It'll be sunny one minute and hailing and snowing the next. Very hard to plan your clothing. Just got absolutely bashed by a hailstorm and a rainstorm. So we're just going to head into these abandoned buildings and get some food on and a drink and dry out a bit. Came here with Matt actually before. Yeah. Welcome to the Airbnb.
Airy B&B.
Airy B&B. This is our lunch spot. Just got a meal cooking inside. As I said, been here before. It's not much to look at, but it's on Airbnb. Rich is just cooking up. Yeah, I mean it's dry. That's the main thing. This is the master bedroom. lounge, fire. Quite a nice view. It's only £50 a night. Bargain. Now we're just heading off from our lunch stop. That was a very welcome break. It's an extremely derelict building, but just enough shelter, and the sun's out for a bit, so it's all good. A lot of snow up on the mountains on the left. Not sure if you can see it very well, but more than we've seen everywhere else. And it is cold. It's been the biggest shocker, really. The temperature is much lower than I was expecting. Well, it's hailing again, pretty cold, but we do have a descent now, which is good. Although my face is going to get frozen again. That's pretty painful. Oh, I just met a group of bikepackers just up by the lodge there. They're coming from Cape Wrath to Glasgow, so I guess the answer is more in reverse, really. Yeah, I really haven't seen many people out actually this time. Unfortunately, we've got a really strong headwind here, which is a shame, because we're descending down this beautiful glen for a while. Yeah, the area we've just been through where the lodge is called Allerdale, and it's an old hunting estate which is being rewilded. I think it's a long-term project, but good luck to them. Yeah, we were just remarking that you can't see it probably, but there's deer fencing along the whole valley, and the trees are all starting to regrow. This place will be amazing in 100 years. At long last we have a bit of a descent. Thoroughly enjoyed that glen again. Well, there's a couple of iconic mountains up there. Always good to see them. We'll be passing quite a lot closer to them actually in a few days' time, or on the return bit of the loop. That'll be good. I've never actually been up them, or even that close actually, so it's good. Well, this turned out to be a very, very wet track. Quite a bit of pushing through boggy bits. But I think we're about 4 miles from Oikle Bridge Hotel, so that's good. Got to admit, starting to down about 40 miles now. Starting to feel pretty tired. You know, tough old day. Bit of everything really. Just had the gate from hell back there. Tried to open it and the whole thing fell off its hinges. Took a bit of a while to get it back on. Plenty of snow on that one. This is a sight for sore eyes. Really need some food and drink. I think we've earned it today, that's for sure. Oikle Bridge Hotel. Thank you. Right, morning. This is our campsite last night. We camped on the River Oik. We had a good meal in the Oikle Bridge Hotel, so we got here a little bit late, and unfortunately the tents were both wet from packing away yesterday morning, so that was a bit of an error, so we had to dry them out a little bit. We've taken the inners out of our tents today and packing them separately. Condensation's been a bit of a problem this trip. There's no wind here obviously, and it's a quite a sheltered spot. So I think tonight we're going to be camping a bit higher up, so hopefully there'll be a slight breeze. Apart from that, best night's sleep of the trip for me, and I think Rich probably, although we had a damp tent in the night, a damp sleeping bag. It's a good spot here actually, it's nice by the river. So yeah, all good really, just taking a few minutes to dry the tents out, and we'll be on our way. We're going to go up the road to a hotel and get a little bit of a breakfast. I think that's our last civilization for a couple of days, so yeah, all good really. So we're away from camp, day 3. I was watching back some of the video last night and I realised that my trousers are a bit sort of whooshy as I'm riding, so sorry about that. I don't normally wear trousers much riding, but it's been so cold and wet, so apologies for that. Well, if anyone's passing this way, the Cannich Hotel, I think it's pronounced, they've just sorted us out with a great breakfast even though they've stopped serving. And yeah, highly recommend coming here, giving them your business. Great staff and yeah, really helpful. So 5-star review from us for the breakfast. That is our last sort of civilized stop for a little bit, for a couple of days. But yeah, please support them, they deserve it. So anyway, we're heading up Beinn Alligin now. I think it's quite a long way up here, maybe 12-13 miles. And then we've got the steep hill over to Loch Shin, then up into the wild bits and into new territory for me. I remember Beinn Alligin from before. It's a great ride up through here. Very beautiful glen. Oh, the glen's opened up a little bit. There's some mountains up ahead with some snow on still. I imagine there's going to be a bit more snowfall today and tomorrow, if the forecast is right, especially up high. I think we're in for a cold night tonight. They reckon it's going to be -2 and snowing quite a bit in the evening. Oh, this brings back memories. This is where I camped with Matt on the Antiris North, just up in those trees up there on the right. It was a good spot actually. It's such a long glen. It's mind-blowing really. I think looking at the map it's like 14 miles long for riding, which is pretty insane. And I think I'm right in saying in the distance slightly on the left with the mountain with that's snowing on, I think that's Beinn Alligin, I think. The big old beast of a mountain, that one. Just seen a few deer. First ones of the day. No other riders or walkers, not a soul. Getting to the dam soon, and then we turn up and go over the hill to Shin. Beinn Moor's looking very wintry up there. Oh, a bit of a pushy section, first of the day. Oh, it's quite steep. Definitely noticed the bike's a lot heavier with the winter gear. Super glad I brought winter gear, or you know, more gear than I bring in the summer. Warmer clothes, more layers. It does add to the weight and the bulk, but we've needed it, to be honest. I've got one fleece that I haven't worn yet. Maybe could have not brought, but yeah, better to have it than not. And it's supposed to be cold for the next few days, so. Oh, there it is. There's the hydro scheme. And the road out of it is hideously steep. Right, so it's the hydro scheme on the left. It's only a little one. Now we have this beast of a climb, actually, I remember from last time. Yeah. Oh, still going. It is a killer, this one. Luckily it's a road, not off-road. It's hard enough. Oh. Well, we're entering one of my favourite parts of Scotland that I've been to so far. This northern section. Well, I'm glad I put my jacket on this time. It's freezing just like it was the time before. Yeah, look at that. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Those mountains up there, beautiful. Yeehaw! Okay, so we've now we've turned off the road and we're heading up towards Glengolly now. Just had a bit of an encounter with a knobhead Range Rover driver. Hate to generalise, but they tend to do the same, don't they? Anyway, it's been raining pretty hard for a while, that's why I haven't been filming. Hands are freezing. But anyway, yeah, we're sort of about, I guess, 9 miles from our campsite, I suppose. We could get up here and then get to the lodge and turn left, and it's all new territory for me. I've finally warmed up a little bit. That big climb up there to the top of here, it's pretty magnificent here. The light's pretty dull at the moment, but you know, on a nice day there's caves up on those cliffs there. It's quite dramatic. Oh, and there it is, Ben Hope in the distance. Quite an amazing mountain, that one actually. Amazing the amount of water that's in these bogs either side of us. Just, whoa. Very dramatic here. These rock slabs. So we're a couple of miles from Glengolly, we reckon. And then we've got a few miles up there to a lock, which is kind of what we're aiming for. So nearly at the end of the day. Oh, it's been a wet, cold day again. Or wet and cold afternoon again. So this is the turn to Glengolly at last. Actually wasn't expecting a double track here. It looked like it was a single track on the map, so that's actually good for us. It means it's a bit more rideable. Whoa, whoa. Wasn't expecting that. Jeez, this is a bit of a track. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. So I don't know if you can see it, it's just a bit dull, it's pissing down again. We've got to go up there to get to our camp spot. Not feeling very enthusiastic at the minute, I've got to be honest. Yeah, unfortunately I'm really hungry, quite thirsty. Just waiting to get to camp to do all of that. But we've got the energy to get there at the moment. Oh, I'm not in a very good place at the minute, not at all. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, tired, it's the end of the day, I'm really wet, and now we have to set up the tents in the wet. Yeah, I'm not in a very good place at the minute, got to be honest. I really had enough just this second. Sure it'll be okay in a bit when I get in the tent, get warmed up and get some food, but right now, if you could beam me up, Scotty, I think I would. Oh, Jesus. This freaking hill is endless. Just being honest, it's not always roses and little kittens. Sometimes it's horrible. But you get through it, I guess. Right now I'm turds and serial killers. That sounds pretty bad, actually. I managed to ride for a little bit. I've got to be honest, this is my darkest ever hour bike packing. I'm done. Yeah, well, yeah.
The last victim. That was the last victim of that climb. That was brutal.
Yeah, that
It'll
was.
be epic in the morning.
That's got to be my worst few hours of bike packing ever, actually.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest.
That was some old fucking stank up there.
I mean, it would have been hard enough in the dry, but it's the conditions are really grim, aren't they?
We're just lucky to hit the edge. So I think it's a
Well,
cool
that is stunning.
So that's then open the trail for tomorrow.
Morning, everyone. Just a little morning update, I guess. I'll show you around the camp in a bit when I get out of the tent. As you've probably seen from the video from yesterday, the last couple of hours yesterday were terrible. I can't describe how bad they were and how down I was. Yeah, it took a long time in the night to warm up in the sleeping bag. Just everything's still soaking wet. We're trying to dry stuff out a little bit, but yeah.